Welcome back to the Best Damn Arm Wrestling Sports Show. We got your host, Reza Domaganian, and we also have Mr.
Daniel Worley from St. Augustine, Florida.
Scott Wynn from Los Angeles, California. How y'all doing?
Good, good, good. Long time no see or speak.
Hey, part two. King of Florida.
Yeah, so
What is
Scott,
I just said you're a king of Florida.
Left-handed for sure. I just got to stay away from the table for right now, and I'll stay the king.
are there official Florida rankings, Daniel? Do you guys have rankings in your state similar to how like Texas has their Texas Arm Wrestling League with their rankings?
I don't think they're messing with that too much. I think there are some rankings, but I don't think they're up to date, and I don't think anybody really pays attention to them too much.
Yeah.
But,
What do you think about the current national rankings? We have a bunch of different people who are throwing out rankings right now.
to be honest with you, man, I really don't.
I don't pay attention.
I don't follow it too much because I tried a few times and just a few things don't make sense. So I think it's kind of just fun in my opinion, for the newer guys to kind of see names and try and chase the names above them. At least that's how I feel, anyways. Other than that, the rankings are so weird because super match wise, it could be completely different, and then tournament, So it's just so hard, to actually, without doing a legit super match, to see who is actually better than who.
Yeah.
Who can make adjustments to, even if they take a loss, to actually come back and beat them, and actually be better arm wrestler.
Yeah.
So
Trying to take the top 20 guys by opinion, right? And getting them in a group and then trying to do super match format out of those 20 to actually get a legit rankings.
no.
I think the current system that most platforms are going with is you would generate points from tournaments based off of a 1 to 10, and then if you get first, you get 10, second, a few points less, and then people generate points that way, and then you have a particular point basis. And then, for example, let's say Daniel is ranked number 4 and I'm ranked number 16. If I challenge Daniel and I beat him, I would take his rank and then he would move one rank back. And that's kind of the format that I see like Texas doing, even Europe, for example. A lot of the organizations that are doing rankings, they're essentially doing a format like that where you can get some points from tournaments, and depending on how big the tournament is, it'll determine how many points you get from the tournament. Like say like a Zloty tour, you get a bunch of points. From a local tournament, you're going to get just a little bit. Competitions, different levels, and then from a super match, you would trade positions essentially. Not trade positions, but you would take the higher ranked position if you won, and then they would, if you were, let's say they were ranked 15, you would take 15, they'd become 16.
So, that's what I was saying, like that. So that's why I really didn't because let's say that you're 16 and I'm 4, and my style just happens to be the style that
you can count.
Yeah. So you just jump right, but you really realistically could. So I just really don't.
Yeah. It's possible that rank 6 through 7 have a style that can easily counter you.
Yeah.
What's cool about the point system is 2 things, right? One is whoever has the most points at the end of the year, the end of the season, national, whatever that deadline is should be like the best puller in that class. Now, also consider that in order to do that, you have to be a very active puller. So that means you can't hide behind the tree because you know so-and-so is going to be at the next tournament and you're worried about losing your ranking. You know what I mean? It's, you have to show up to be able to be beat. You know what I mean? And until you're to that level of super matches, then you could sit back and go, okay, I'm going to wait for them to find me a match, or wait till one of the top guys, because I'm already up there. Then I wait for the top guy to challenge me or somebody to set up that match. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, if I'm number one and I only arm wrestle twice a year, that's bullshit.
But going into our next subject, which kind of relates to this subject, which is supplementation and steroids. If you have a supplemented athlete who's only strong for 2 weeks out of his 8-week cycle, and he has to attend a bunch of competitions, then a nice thing about that is that he's not going to have a consistent strength.
Well, true, but they're already like some guys are already saying some of these guys are year round. You know,
A lot of guys are. No, that's true.
So,
It's definitely true.
That's the risk they take on their own body and their, their lifeline per se.
What do you think about supplementation, Daniel?
I don't, I have, I personally don't care if anybody takes it, if they don't, or if they do, or if they don't. I don't get mad at them if they do. And I think it's awesome if you don't, just to try and, see how high you can go. Like with me and Dickie, I was Debbie Cakes and McDonald's, and I come in here and I beat, and I'm not saying he's taking anything, but he is absolutely that strong. And for me to be the smaller, weaker, on paper guy, to be able to pull that off is, with nothing, I think it's pretty cool. It can be done. But I did play around with it, early on, just when they put the $20,000 up. Yeah. I was like,
It motivated.
Yeah, money. But
I've always felt that like newer athletes should never mess with supplementation for the first 5 years of competing. Develop the tendons and ligaments and fascia connection, strength.
Yeah.
Once you understand the techniques and you've actually reached your natural peak, like say naturally you're going to peak out. Eventually you can do a one-arm pull-up, let's say with 20 pounds in your other hand. You're not going to go any further naturally, but at that point, once you've naturally peaked, then maybe supplement, and then that supplement can take you to a new peak, So,
a new peak, for sure.
The new era though is these guys are already coming in to arm wrestling because they're already fucking buffed out and they think they can come in the sport and be good.
Yeah.
But they don't have the tendons. Larry Wills is a great example of a lack of tendon development in the wrist and hand, and even in his tendons in his bicep, where he's separating in his bicep often in matches, and then just technique. A lack of technique. It's going to take 2 years for him to understand what is a real top roll, what is a hook. He can work with the best guys, but until you feel it, it's not.
I mean, practices. You got a lot of guys that are coming in; they're already hopped up. They're strong, but that's not what makes a good arm wrestler. Again, we go back to power versus technique. You know what I mean? Your knowledge is what's going to make you good. The power is going to make you better.
Yeah. I mean, I went, most of my, arm wrestling, never touching anything, and going to worlds and not knowing anything about anything. And I was doing well. Every time I showed up to a national or something, they're like, I wonder how he's going to do today. It wasn't, I was talked about, and I didn't know anything.
Did you ever
gave blood.
Place top 3 in the nationals?
Yeah.
Did you have to draw a number for doping testing?
Nationals?
No. They didn't have to do that. Nationals.
Yeah.
You mean at Worlds?
No. So at nationals, on a few events, they would draw. I remember a few years they drew for doping on. I think it was only like 5 athletes or 6 athletes. And it was the later nationals, probably like 2016, 2015, 2017, somewhere in there. They started encouraging those that hosted the nationals to do doping testing as well.
Okay. I mean, I remember going to Worlds, they were talking about, they would random top 3.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about any of that. Hell, that was the neatest experience for me.
How'd you place at Worlds?
The best I did was 16th out of 32.
Down. How many
I went
matches did you pull?
2 and 2.
Okay.
At that time, I was really good out. Matter of fact, Frode Hogland put me out. But that was
Smiley.
all my
You
matches.
talking about Smiley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
But he, everybody that day out of the straps, I took everybody's hand. I either pin you or we slipped and you got me in the straps and beat me like a girl.
Oh shit.
Because I was all this. So when I got into straps at that point, I didn't understand that I can't pick his elbow up and that's not what this is doing. So Frode, I hit him all the way to the pad close enough and to where he couldn't let go. He was, he had to actually bring me back up and then slip close to the center. And then when we got into the straps, I'm telling you, he looked at me like, this ain't even the same guy. What the hell? And then that's when I'm like, okay, there's something else to this. How in the hell did I have him on on the ropes? And then he just looked like it was an amateur versus a pro when we got in straps.
Now, what year was that?
That's 2005. I want to say 2007.
Oh shit! So that's some time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. That was my thing. I wanted to do once I figured out that arm wrestling was a thing. Once I figured out nationals was a thing, and there was a Team USA. That was like when I first started. That was like my goal. I wanted to go do that. So that's what I set out to do.
So initially,
that's
when you started, what leagues were available for arm wrestlers? Nowadays, we got like WAL, PAL.
Triple A was what yeah, at the time they had like the Triple Crown, they had all three nationals, USAA, AAA, and I don't even remember the other one. USA Unified, is that the same thing as? Hell, I don't remember. But yeah, I know they had a Triple Crown where you go around and if you win first at every nationals, you're a Triple Crown winner, which
the
sponsors, you ended up getting like $1,500 or some
Seems like
crap like that.
Bill Collins is doing something similar where he's going to have 3 large events and the athletes will score points, and at the end of the 3 events, whoever has the highest points, I guess.
Well, this wasn't a points thing. You had to literally get first at every one of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Or you didn't get anything.
There could be more than one Triple Crown winner too, but yeah, what Bill's doing, obviously I was doing the point system before all of them, and he's doing the same thing, but he's only doing 3 tournaments, which that kind of sucked out. You know what I mean? 3's just, well, I shouldn't say that. I take it back. 3's what he's doing. We'll see how it works out. I think that's not enough. You know what I mean?
Could be testing the concept, see how it flows, see how many people attend, and then from there maybe it'll grow. You just gotta. Hopefully he does good with it and it becomes successful.
Yeah, the idea is to get people at all 3 events. So
exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think Brent Rockers ended up winning a Triple Crown. I think
Baskin's done it before. I think Ron Colombo's done it before. I'm not
Did Ron
mistaken.
do it? God, I chased him for how long? Ron.
Yeah, he's still a badass dude. I mean, I haven't heard much from him lately in any tournaments. Have you?
No, I haven't. Once I finally beat him, I haven't never looked back. But that dump wrist, it took me forever to beat him. I just had to be way damn stronger than him. But I chased him forever, man. I get second to him. Damn, every time he showed up, I'd get second to him. Or third if Matt Harris was there somewhere. Matt Harris would pop up every now and then.
Matt Harris used to be a top name, man. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, he had that damn I mean he could get you in. You're so damn good. That's all they would do to,
Matt
huh?
Harris. Matt Harris.
Matt Harris had that cup
Yeah, Matt,
come to you swooping hook.
to me, and I love Matt, like I really do, like because you could argue this, but I mean Matt was fucking he's one of the best lightweight in history. In my
Mhm.
book. You know what I mean? He's one of the few people. He almost always beats Allen, doesn't he? I
Yeah,
think.
the last
Yeah,
match.
And
yeah.
I've seen him beat everybody, dude. And but that dude's like again, he's one of those guys, and I'm in that club too, I believe. Totally underrated, under the radar, doesn't
Yeah.
get the attention that he should get. Um, but yeah, he's to me one of the best guys ever in that lightweight division. Very good.
Yeah, I remember I I remember I beat him in a hook, uh left-handed at 165 ROTN. We had to do a best of three after I beat Corey Miller. It was me and Matt in the final four, best of three. And I remember I tried to top roll him and he caught me and I held him and he ended up beating me and I walked down for just a second. I looked at Beth and I said, I'll beat him this time. She's like, okay. I'm like, I just tried to top roll him and he caught me. I'm just going to go into a damn hook. If I could hold him like that and getting caught in a top roll, I can hook him and beat him.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I went back up there and hooked him and beat him. And that was the first time that I just beat Harris at his move.
You got
So that was,
you got your TV on in the background?
yeah.
We're hearing that with you.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
No, the TV was better, but go ahead.
Oh, it was? Do you want me to turn it back on? Oh, I don't get it. But anyway, so yeah, that was a shining moment for me, is beating Matt in a hook, and I weighed in at 165 at ROTN.
Really? Yeah. Hey, Reza, I sent an
But
invite to Wayne. I don't know, can we still put him on with us?
Yeah, I definitely can.
Okay.
Let me shoot him right now.
He's asking with who? Because he thinks it's Brandon.
Brandon who?
You know, Brandon Elliser? Is that how you pronounce
Oh
it?
yeah. Me and him's been running our mouths back and forth to each other for a long time.
We got you on the list for super match, so that's something else we should talk about. Are you
What happened?
interested? Are you interested in pulling him?
Oh well, I gotta get my elbow. Oh yeah, I definitely would.
Right.
What's Dwayne's last
I
name, Scott?
Huh?
What's Dwayne's last name? There's too many Dwayne.
Wayne Asarex, you know how to pronounce it? R6. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I never could. He's gonna slap me when he sees me.
Yeah, I gotta find him.
It's like I can tell you right now, it's spelled like it's ARCENEAUX.
Got him.
You tell me you pronounce it.
Okay, I'll give it a go. Arseny. Oh, fuck, bro. His name's like my last name. It took him a while to learn.
Cindy shit.
I just shot him an invite, so we'll see if he jumps on with us or not. But
yeah, and then Wayne was another guy. We're gonna try to set Brandon up with right-handed.
Who?
Wayne. You know who Wayne is?
Wayne who?
Did you see the Arizona tournament?
Shit, I don't know. Maybe. I just catch clips. I don't really keep up with it all too much, and I get so antsy, and I'll end up at a damn tournament hurting myself again. I'm so damn hard-headed.
Anyways, Wayne beat Eric Wolf. He beat everybody. He beat Scott Partington.
Scott can be aggravating.
Oh God. Tell me about
Yeah,
it. But yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Here's a party thing, man. This is fucking some good shit right here. Wayne put on some weight and a little size, and
He looked. Oh, that was impressive.
yeah, it's come together for him, dude. He was easy to start. But Wayne can be difficult to start, that's for sure.
yeah, I've had a hard time reffing him. He's very
Yeah, no, I have
he
to,
bumps
dude.
around and stuff. So I fouled him out almost every time I've reffed him. But
He did really exceptional at that tournament. He didn't have any trouble starting. The other guys are complaining against him.
Mhm. I've seen somewhere, Scott, where you're on there talking about this online somewhere about this match, and this guy somewhere. I don't know if it was a video. Did you post a video or something?
About
This him and Brandon
no,
pulling.
no.
Did you talk about it somewhere?
Brandon Ellisor?
Yeah. What? Yeah. And this guy that you're talking about.
No, I didn't post. I didn't see anything. I think if there's anything, you and I talked about it, but no, I haven't posted anything.
Yeah, maybe it was on the phone. You were just telling me about it.
I think
Yeah.
Brandon's definitely got a lot of potential right now with the amount of consistency in his training he's putting in. And him
Well, my thing with him is he's actually looks like, I don't know who he's been really training with too much, but he looks like that he's actually understanding like dropping and actually arm wrestling. Like I kept watching him, and I'm like, his style, he's gonna have to be twice as strong as me to beat me. The way he arm wrestles, but it looks like he's getting to be a better arm wrestler. Moving behind his arm, transitioning. I didn't see that stuff from him in the beginning.
He's going to check in 5 minutes. But see if you can find the match with him and Eric Wolf, dude. That's a good one. But he was definitely impressive. Wayne's always been strong. I mean, he won the Wall Amateur thing back in 2016, maybe, when it was in Vegas at the that one casino that was off the strip. I forgot the name of it. But
at the Senior Frogs?
No, not that one. It was a big casino.
I can find that match with him and Eric.
Anyways, he did really well. He won the amateur tournament, went pro. But he was good. Even when he was in that amateur class, he was pretty good. But I think him and Brandon would be a hell of a match for sure.
He must be pretty good.
He's good. He just proved it. Like I said, the tournament in Arizona was.
Is he good or is he strong?
He's become pretty smart on the table.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the upcoming matches, Reza, in Turkey.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on Ingen's match? Last match of his career, I think. That's what he's announced that it as, I believe.
Well, he's having trouble though, isn't he? He's having like injury problems.
I think he's been fighting injuries for quite some time. And
yeah, but I mean, isn't it like worse than ever right now? Didn't he post? Wasn't he talking and I just was reading a lot of comments, and I want to say that I saw something where he was saying that it's getting like pretty much unbearable.
Then he shouldn't do it, should he?
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was something about him and Devin pulling, and that was, I think he was saying that it's getting pretty bad to where he wants to hurry up and do it before it's done.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to pull a Devin right now. Devin's about 9.5, bro. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He's got to get under 200 pounds.
Yeah, they would have to compromise on the weight, definitely.
Damn.
What about Ermey's match with Matt Mask? Where do you think that'll go?
I'm going with my gut on this, and I'm going to say, I think, in my opinion, Hermes is going to win this one, and I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I hate
What
to
gives
say
you
it.
that perspective? You think it's the rules and the pads? You think that Matt's underprepared and that Hermes is overprepared?
Uh, Hermes is, I think he is, from what we've seen last time, he has the potential to roll with him, with Matt. I do think that it's a different, a different ref setup, different, and I think he's so damn hungry. He's been pulling a lot, pulling a bunch of people, and he's bigger. And I think that he's going to have enough hand and wrist to put Matt out of place, especially out of the straps. So I hope Matt wins though. But something my gut's telling me that Hermes is going to come in big and strong as hell.
I can,
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna take Matt
he's
myself.
been.
I'm gonna stick with the big hand,
well,
long arm,
for
and a
me,
very, very, very powerful man
when I
that knows
saw,
that knows all about hand control. So, and I'm not taking nothing away from Hermes. I think
Yeah.
he's amazing, but I think that Matt's stature, similar to Devin's, is gonna kind of dictate similar to the same thing that just happened with Devin and Michael's match.
the craziest thing I ever saw this guy do was Lodi Tour 2016, I believe it was. And Hermes went in there and beat some really big boys at a light weight. And it was pretty intense. And I think that based off of that performance in 2016, that if he sets his mind to something, Matt's going to be in a world of hate. I think that match that they had with WAL, Hermes had a very big language barrier gap. He didn't truly understand the rules comfortably. He didn't know how to work with a bigger pad. He didn't know how to work with parallel pads versus offset pads. On top of that,
Wait, they weren't parallel. They were still offset.
they were offset.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
like you said, though. It was definitely
pads.
the
Yeah. I thought WAL still running the parallels. But yeah, I just felt that Hermes was in a position there where he wasn't truly fully prepared. He needed to pull like it sucks because the European athletes, if they would have gone to like one big WAL regionals in Europe, if they would have had it, and then they would have been reffed under those rules, then there'd be no excuse for why the Europeans aren't it. And you saw it with Crosmere when he came to WAL, he had issues. You saw it with Hermes, and I think that the European athletes are just having a difficulty understanding the WAL rules without competing in an open event. You know.
So what do you think is going to happen?
I love Matt. He's my homie. I hang out with him every time when he used to come to Vegas when I was living there, and he's one of my really good friends. But I've also become really good friends with Hermes over the years, and Hermes is a fucking beast, bro. Like, and I've made bad predictions. Like, I thought Michael Todd was going to beat Devin, so I was wrong on that, and I might be wrong on this. But if I'm right, you know, it is what it is. But I just think that under those rule formats, you might see Matt make some fouls.
How's he gonna beat him?
How is he gonna beat him?
Yeah, is he gonna hook him? Was he gonna try to go outside with him?
I think he's going to contain him out of the straps is what I think. I think you're going to see, Matt trying to turn out, and I think Hermes is going to have enough cup to be able to contain that. That's what I believe from watching and his size, and that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think Matt's going to be able to go so far back.
I think Matt will separate himself off the go.
And go sideways, or is he gonna hook him?
I think Hermes is gonna be right here, and Matt's gonna separate himself off the go because Matt uses that low hand. He's gonna go like this. He's gonna leave his arm behind him. You've seen him do it before when he hits, and somebody's a little bit stronger than him. And again, I don't know where Matt is right now, strength-wise, or how well he's been prepared. I know that he probably trained with Devin prior to Devin's match with Michael Todd.
If he looks like he did when he went against Devin at WAL, and that's what I'm picturing,
okay,
and that's what I'm hoping, then that's why I'm going with him.
Okay, yeah. He pulled Devin. Yeah, he definitely was a beast in it. One of his matches, I think he actually took a win over Devin. I don't know if they
Yeah,
actually.
he could have. Yeah, he could have won he could have won a lot of those matches. He was right there. You know what I mean? He just couldn't.
Yeah,
couldn't
Matt gets impatient and starts pumping, and you can't do that with Devin. Every time you come up and go down, he wraps in a little bit more. He keeps just wedging.
Yep.
Stop that pumping.
Okay.
And then what else? Who else we got?
Okay, guys.
Yes,
But
Sarah Beckman's. Go ahead.
we're gonna cut this short, and we're gonna jump back on here in about 5 minutes with Wayne. It looks like he's in the waiting room.
Okay.
Till next time,
Oh, you
guys.
got to go out to